I think they're ready to take on some new competition, and it's tough. You play. What have they played? 5-6 games now, and I think they're ready to step up and take on a challenge. And obviously, that's going to happen starting Monday. So, I think considering what they've been through, I think they've done a real nice job and put themselves in position to see where they're at, and they're going to learn a lot about this team, of course, in the next week or so.
The one criticism I would have to this schedule, Gary, and we've talked about the schedule and why Fran scheduled the way he did. I'm disappointed that all these other teams are playing in these Thanksgiving week tournaments, and Iowa's sitting here playing Portland State and Western Michigan. That disappoints me as a fan. But I understand why Fran did it. I guess my question is it concerning to you that there's no stepping stone to what we have coming next week, the likes of playing at Virginia, at Purdue, home against Illinois? You kind of go from 0 to 60 in a split second.
Well, a lot of those Christmas and Thanksgiving tournaments, those things are booked way in advance. And so in some cases it's hard to get into. So that could have been a situation there. I think and beyond that, I think he felt that he had a young team. He was replacing a lot of players. He wanted to get some guys some significant minutes, get some confidence. And I think that's the route they followed. And we'll find out here pretty quick. I think anytime you play Virginia, regardless of when you play them, you're going to be concerned. But there's no question that, the competition is going to go up. But some of those guys have played in it. So it's not like none of them have played in games like that. Obviously Jordan has, and Connor and even Keegan. So they can bring the other guys along. So I think all in all, they're in pretty good shape, and they'll find out here what things they need to work on, because they'll get exposed, as all teams do when you get into this type of part of the season, starting on Monday.
Absolutely. Monday will be the day, Iowa, Virginia. And to give you an update on Virginia, they beat Lehigh tonight, 61-43. Of course, Virginia, really nice win the other night against Providence.
Real good.
That was impressive. And as you well know, Coach, just from your connections to Virginia, I know kind of through Wisconsin and the coaching connections there, they hold everybody down offensively. So Iowa's going to be going from scoring, of course, they only scored 85 tonight, but they're averaging around 97 to, I think, maybe 65 is the winning number. I know that's hard to estimate, but
yeah, I think that'll be high. That could be high. That's maybe, but it's I think that's going to be one of the keys. Can they win low possession, low scoring games? Good teams can. They got to find a way, and there's no way it's going to be in the 90s and 80s, and I'm guessing it won't even be in the 70s, and it might even be in the 50s. I mean, it's going to be a low possession game, which is going to, turnovers are going to be important. Not fouling is going to be important. Getting good possessions, because you're not going to get a lot of them, and then they're going to have to play well on the defense end as well. So it's an abrupt change from what they've gone through in terms of number of possessions, as well as the resistance they're going to face defensively. It's just going to be totally different than what they've faced so far.
And we've talked about Virginia's struggles early. They played a really good Houston team and lost. They lost to Navy. But since then, these last 3 games, they beat Georgia by double figures on a neutral court. They beat Providence by 18. They hold Providence to 40. That's a really good Providence team, I think. And then Lehigh, they win tonight by 18, hold them to 43.
Yeah,
so that's those are impressive numbers, regardless of who you're playing, especially when you're talking about the likes of Providence. But again, we'll be back Iowa, Virginia, Monday, 6 p.m. in Charlottesville. It goes from 0 to 60 very quickly. My position to watch for, Gary, and if you care to offer any comments on this, Kie Clark, Joe Toussaint. That's a matchup of 2 little bulldogs. And 2 very defensive-minded players.
Yeah, that's a real good point. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'll be curious to see how patient and how well they'll be able to handle a low-scoring, low-possession, grinding, physical game. It'll be, because it hasn't been that way. They basically got whatever they've wanted when they've wanted it. So it's going to be I think that's what they got to get across to the team, how much different it's going to be. And if we're good, we got to win games like that. So I'm curious to see, and it's going to put a stronger emphasis on their defense because they're just not going to get as many possessions. So they got to be able to do their job on the defense end. Well, it's going to be a fun game to watch.
Absolutely is. And it's been a fun day for Iowa sports. Iowa defeating Nebraska in football in a comeback victory. And then, of course, tonight's win over Portland State. And then Monday, again, we'll be here Iowa basketball postgame from the Hawkeye of the Storm on YouTube. And again, if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. And check us out also on Spotify, Anchor, Amazon, wherever you listen to podcasts. You can hear this show, all of our past shows, as well as our shows with Coach Don Patterson over at the Iowa, the Voice of College Football channel. Those are all podcasted on our platform. So, Gary, appreciate the time as always. I want to wrap this up so you can enjoy time with your family this weekend. Safe travels back to Wisconsin, and we'll talk to you soon.
Well, I'll look forward to it, Corey. Thanks.